Management accountants are problem solvers. That's the job. You're going to be tasked with analyzing data to find solutions to problems that your organization is facing. You'll go to work. The project will take weeks or even months. And when it's time to report your results, you really will be the smartest person in the room. You'll know more about that problem than anyone else there. Now, how do you present the information in such a way that everyone else understands what you're trying to convey, but it doesn't require that they spend weeks studying that same problem? That's where data visualization comes in. Data visualization is the creation, analysis, and evaluation of data presented in visual forms. A picture really is worth 1,000 words and maybe more. Data visualization comes in many different forms, and software like Tableau makes it very easy to populate these forms with your data. How do you know what the best type of chart is for your data? The answer is it depends on your data and maybe even on your audience. Unfortunately, you can't escape the trial and error process. Now, rather than go over specific types of charts and graphs, and you need to know some of those, scatter plot, histogram, heat map, all these different graphs, I want to share with you some key things to remember when coming up with your data visualization. These are general principles that will help you be an effective communicator. First and foremost, keep it simple. Do not be tempted to put too much information on your graph. If it's not relevant, leave it off. I know that three-dimensional graphs and pie charts look cool, but they're often difficult to read. Remember that the purpose of your visualization is to communicate, so strive to be clear and concise. Second, make sure you provide context to what you're presenting. It's very hard to be the smartest person in the room on a given subject. Remember that everyone else there hasn't spent weeks working on these issues. They might not know the lingo. Present your information in a way that they can be understood by individuals without your knowledge. Let me give you an example. I was recently at a parent-teacher conference and found out that my child's reading level was something like a 632. Apparently, there's some reading metric that teachers use, and they all know about it, but that's not helpful to me. I didn't even know if a 632 was good or bad. So after I told the teacher this that I didn't understand, she provided percentiles. And at that point, we can have an intelligent conversation. Don't assume that people know what you know. Finally, don't spend too much time making the perfect visualization. It's better to come up with something good and revisit it frequently to improve where possible. Don't be afraid to be unique and present things differently than you have in the past. Another major takeaway as it pertains to data visualization is that you should make sure that you are developing and maintaining a reputation for integrity and reliability. There's a saying in statistics that if you torture your data long enough, it will say whatever you want it to. It's true. The way you present information can influence decisions. I'll give you an example. At one point in the 1980s, the average geography graduate from the University of North Carolina made well over $100,000. Now, how would this information affect the decisions of students and their parents? Obviously, there would be much more interest than usual in geography. What you may not know is that Michael Jordan, who is one of the highest paid athletes in history, was a geography major at UNC in the 1980s. Think about how that information skews the data. The distribution of salaries without Michael Jordan probably looks something like this, right? You get the idea. Michael Jordan is way off the screen. Don't distort your visuals in a way that would call into question your analyses or your conclusions. Make sure you maintain objectivity. Remember, data visualization is powerful. When used well, it can quickly catch people up to speed on the problems facing your organization as well as your proposed solutions. Developing expertise will increase the value you provide to your company because you'll be seen as an effective communicator. Maybe even other people there will think you're the smartest person in the room.